Okay, I looked at a lot of different doormats, and you'll see these, they're pretty trendy, I think. These coconut husk doormats with cute designs on them. I made one last year. You can look at the video for that, my DIY custom welcome mat doormat video. And I have a couple more I actually want to do this year, so this is my first one for you guys. It's super subtle, and it has this really pretty leafy, it's a bay leaf garland that frames the outside of this doormat. I saw it on Sonoma. I think they're like $50. So I'm gonna make mine for $10, and I'm gonna pass that on to you guys. Okay, the first thing you're gonna need is your doormat. I've gotten these at Ikea before, but they are difficult to order online now. I don't know what's going on, but Ikea website is not easy to work with every time I go on there. So I got mine at Target, and it was $10. It's just the plain one, and it's 18 by 30 inches, okay? So then I looked at a lot of different images, and you know what? If you wanna do a different look than what I'm doing, you can take any image off the internet and print it out to the size that's gonna work on your doormat and do whatever you want. I ended up using I took a section, I screenshotted a section of that Sonoma doormat that I really liked, and then printed it. This is 500%. I printed it out, so this is the size I'm going for, and I'm just gonna keep using this over and over again and frame out my doormat here. The other things you're gonna need for this first step is some frog tape or masking tape and an X-Acto knife. The second step is gonna be when you add your paint. So I'm gonna use 2 colors of paint to get a little bit of dimension on these leaves. I'm just gonna take a green and I'm gonna add a touch of black to it, so I have 2 colors of green. And then once that's dry, you're gonna wanna seal it with a clear coat. Now, one thing I've learned with making these is that people like to naturally wipe their feet off in the middle of the doormat. So if I can come up with a design that doesn't take up the middle of the doormat, there's gonna be a longer shelf life for this project. So that's what I'm hoping to do better on with this one. All right, the first thing we're gonna do, I took my tag off of my doormat and then I vacuumed it to get any of the shedding dealt with. And now I am going to cover my entire doormat with tape. Okay, so now I'm gonna do my corners. Like I wanna work my corners in after I get a section done. So I'm gonna start on the end here and then turn the design this way and this way and create the corners. So I'm just gonna tape it down, and I need to cut through the paper and through the tape. And it's kind of this punching, sawing motion, and I have my X-Acto knife. And by the way, I will have this for you as a printable if you want to make this exact one. So you're going to want to remove all the green parts that have the tape. right, so I have all of my leaves in place. I will link the 2 little screenshots that I took of that Williams-Sonoma. I used 2 different screenshots from the Williams-Sonoma doormat, and then I blew them up by 500%, and then I just flipped it. I mean, you can do that right before you print. You can tell it to flip horizontally or do the reverse image. And so sometimes I would reverse it to get a corner, a corner that I needed or something. I just kind of hodgepodge this whole thing together. We'll see how it turns out. Next up is the part where I add some paint. So I am using the Magnolia Home. I mean, this is just because this is the only like green paint I have right now. You could use whatever you want, whatever you have green that you like. This is the celery seeds color, which I use on a lot of projects. I am going to give it a stir. All right, and then I do not like to dip straight out of a can. I feel like it can add debris into the paint. So I always add it to a cup. Now I am going to give everything this light green coat, and then I'm going to come back in and try to add detailing. I'm using a chip brush, just the cheapest throwaway brush. I like them because they're kind of rough, and you need rough because you are going to try to dab the paint down into those fibers. So it's this tapping motion. We're gonna do the whole stenciled area, really get it in there. And you wanna do this up and down motion so you're not getting underneath the tape. This would make such a beautiful gift for someone. I know with Williams-Sonoma, they're like putting a person's last name in the middle. I'm just gonna leave mine blank, but this would be a really cool Christmas gift for a family, and it would only cost you, I mean, if you already have the tape and the paint, you're looking at a $10 gift. That is a $50 value. I finished adding in my celery seed green. It's kind of sagey green. And now I want to add some more dimension. I just added black to the green that I already had till I got it to more of an olive green, olive drab, and I'm going back in. I am doing 7 leaves, try to do individual leaves on the sides, and then 8 across the top. And then I think we should go back in with a light one too. All right, and then we're gonna come back in with the same green again. We're gonna add some white this time and do the same thing. Okay, so we chose a 4th color, which is actually putting our dark and our light together and making this color. We're just touching up the last few leaves. I try to add paint to the ones that actually have the whole leaf, you know, as part of the stencil, because I feel like it's gonna come out cleaner. The lines are cleaner. Okay, we're gonna take it off. Kind of scared, but this is it, the moment of truth. And I do like to take stencils off or tape off when the paint is wet. I know there's some argument among DIYers if that's a good idea, but I feel like it helps the paint dry. correctly and not get stuck and then like rip off and have little pieces of paint sticking up in the air. That's my theory anyway. Actually what it is I'm just impatient and I want to see how it looks. So there's that too. Ta-da! $10 doormat knockoff from the $50 Williams Sonoma doormat. Don't you feel smart now? Okay, now, the last step would be to spray this clear coat matte sealer. It's the Rust-Oleum one, it's the 2X one. And that's it, pretty easy, and it's a really great technique for customizing any type of doormat that you want, for making your own with these coconut husk doormats. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I do post regularly. We try to do Tuesday and a Friday, and I share my professional design advice for the DIY home life. All right, take care. I'll talk to you soon.